So we have the pleasure to host here the Conference on Poverty and Inequality organized by the Council of Europe, two Italian startuppers. So we have here Daniela Galvani and Andrea Sesta.
Hi.
So you are basically together in one of the coolest projects I've heard about here. So can you tell us something about Impossible Living?
Yeah, for sure. Impossible Living is a web startup that deals with abandoned buildings worldwide. So our idea was basically to collect all the abandoned buildings in the world, to map them, and to make them accessible to people around the world to make projects and reactivations, basically. So we understood there were a lot of abandoned buildings all over the world. We're talking about millions of buildings. So really huge numbers, and we thought that the cool thing was to give them to the crowd, so everybody could actually propose a project for a new life for those buildings.
So this has basically two aspects. First is a sort of wiki of not used places.
Yeah.
And secondly is the reframing or reconstructing, rebuilding.
We call it reactivation because for us it's important to give the idea that you don't need actually to restore a building, so you don't need a huge amount of money or work, but you can do little things that can actually make that space usable today. And that's very important because not everybody could invest a lot of money in the renovations.
So it's very easy to understand why you are here then, because here we are dealing with how resources that are there can be better allocated or redistributed. So this housing is a crucial problem, but we do have enough places somehow. It's just a matter of allocation, redistribution.
Yeah.
How do you think that your project can help? How can it be that effective? Or how much time do you think it will take to be fully effective?
Actually, we didn't know how many abandoned buildings there are all over the world. But we know that, for instance, in Italy, we have more than 2 million, maybe 10 million, maybe, who knows. What we are trying to do is to understand how many they are through the people, through the crowd, because we understood that the internet have really a magic power, and we can use this power to do better, to transform our world in something beautiful. What we are doing now is to stop the land consumption. I mean, we are trying to use this building and stop the construction. We hope that all the empty space that are in the city center or maybe in the suburb, they can be used again and stop to
construct home.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, to reactivate these spaces, what is your idea? Like participation of local communities, cool architects. What is the strategy that you may?
The idea is to start a process. We are trying to push people through the web to do something just for starting the process. Not to, we hope to arrive to the restoration of the building, but we are trying to give some tool through our web platform that everybody can use, even if they are no money, even if they are no architect, and just to give them the possibility to do something through the platform.
So how to get to the platform online?
www.impossibleliving.com.
Yeah.
So what you ask us, online community, is to map then.
That's the first step, actually.
How do we map? What mapping means? What should
Mapping
I do?
means just having a picture of the place, or maybe having the iPhone application.
I'm gonna show you now.
That you can.
I promise I will download as the interview is over.
Yeah.
You really have to, and if you have the application, it's really easy because.
Can you show that again, please?
Yeah, Sure.
Sorry?
It's really easy because you just open it, it just geolocalizes you and gives you the address of the place you are, and you just take a picture, send a few information, and that creates a building profile on Impossible Living. If you go online instead, you just have to upload some pictures, and then you can add other pictures, videos, and everything else. So the idea is to create a crowdsourced profile of each building. Now we cannot, we have not the possibility for users to modify text, but in the future there will be also this possibility. Then, when a person wants to become a reactivator, we create his profile as a reactivator, and he has some tools in the building profile where everybody can join a conversation and just tell what are the needs for that place, which ideas could be implemented for the new life of the building, and everything else. And so that starts actually a process that hopefully will arrive to the restoration of the place, but in many steps.
So actually, I would call you like social innovators. That's
good.
somehow what you are.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about this? I mean, do you feel like a social mission in what you're doing, or is that the core of your activities, or the motivation, or is just a side effect?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very important thing for us.
What we are trying to do is a challenge, and try to make a balance between the social and the the economic part. That's the real challenge. A win-win strategy.
The world is based on money, so we have to deal with that, of course.
Yeah, and
but
this is
what we want to demonstrate is that you can do good things and live and make an affordable living for yourself.
So this brings me to the next question. What does a social innovator need in order to do his job? So what is the situation that you would like to find in your city or in your nation or in your community to fully develop the potential of your good new ideas?
Well, actually, money is a very big thing, because it's 2 years that we're working on this project, and it's a completely private investment. We invested in everything, and of course, making a living is very difficult. And also the time spent for the competitions, for those kind of incentives, it's very tough, because it's a lot of time you have to dedicate and that you subtract to the work of the project. So I have not to work on Impossible Living because I have to work on competitions to have money and continue Impossible Living. So that's really the tricky part, but I understand that it's difficult to say give me the money, and because I mean there must be some parameters.
So would you rather go, do you think there might be a difference in using private or public funds to develop social innovation? Which of the two you would feel more comfortable in using?
Well,
I don't mind.
As far as the project is nice, you can do it.
Yeah.
Once a friend, actually a guy that I met, told me, but you are doing something that the state have to do. Why are you doing that? I say, okay. That is very strong. I mean, it's for that maybe that we are doing something that other people, not in the low level like us, have to do, but maybe it's the state that have to, or the parliament, have to do.
I also know that in Milan, where your startup is based, you have you basically working in a co-working space.
Yeah.
Right? So you have other brilliant people next to you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what is the good aspect of working together, of sharing?
Yeah.
What do you gain from that?
We are working since September in Avanti. It's a co-working called Barra in Milano. We are 50 people now and becoming 100, I think, in 1 month. So a lot of people with different mind and different profession, and that is very important to be stimulate every day from somebody else that have another idea or maybe is trying to do the same thing that you are doing but in another way. I mean, so that it's for me it's the base from we have to start.
So, very last question about your next project. Because I know, I mean, if you're a social innovator, I know that you're spending a lot of time still in fully developing the potential of impossible living. But at the same time, I know that you have curious and very active mind, so I know that you're looking further. What's coming next?
Very good
Tough
question. Nobody asked that.
No, yeah, it's the first question
Yeah.
of that kind. Well,
I can interview in 1 year.
Yeah, that would be great.
yeah, for me, knowledge is something really important. I would like to work in a project that somehow work on the creation of knowledge, basically online, so new educational systems. Like, have you ever heard of the Khan Academy?
Khan Academy.
Khan Academy is a great project from an Indian, I think he had Indian roots, but he lives in the United States, and is a service where you have videos of every kind of knowledge possible. So basically you have all the videos related to math, and you can actually have a course of math online without attending a school.
Yeah, this is an aspect that I know that U.S. university has already really started.
Yeah.
It's the process a bit slower in Europe and should be even more slower in Italy probably.
Yeah, but
we
there are
will
some
get
cool
there.
experiments in
Thanks to
Italy
people
about
like
that.
you probably as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good to know.
already.
Good to know.
Already
Good to know.
in Naples, for example, one.
Good to know. And regarding you instead?
For me, maybe communication. I mean, what we understood with Impossible Living is that there are a lot of people that are thinking for the same things. I mean, they are trying to do the same things near, maybe they are neighbor and they don't know each other. That's very strange. And I was thinking some days ago, like through the smartphone that geolocalize you everywhere you are, and it's very, very strong. I mean, everybody can know where you are if you want, of course. Maybe also if you don't want, but and I was thinking about a application for iPhone, Android, or whatever that can create groups. Different topic, and when you walk on the street, maybe you are in the topic, I don't know, architecture or whatever, you just walk in the street and your smartphone make a dling near you, there are another guy in your group, and you can meet him, maybe talk with him, and when you travel you can find other people maybe like you.
You can understand if in your flight there is someone who shares your own interests.
Yeah.
Good. So I promise that as soon as the interview is over, I will go to map all the empty buildings that are in my rural areas.
Great.
And I invite also those who are watching us online to do the same.
Great.
www.impossibleliving.com.
Yeah, great.
Thank you. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
And
Thank
good
you
luck
very
for your
much.
for the project.
Thank you.